Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 12 of the Folktails playthrough on the Pressure map on Experimental 1.0. Today, we're going to be doing some more of the greenery that we've started, well, in some places. We've fixed some of the problems around here, so this giant vat of water is going to feed this thing now, and I'm hoping that this thing stops without needing it to be a problem. But we'll see come the next bad tide. We are currently in a drought with 6 days left to go. Let's get them running around. Let's get them running faster than that, I think. But we did finally fix all of the bad water, well, sources. So they're all capped at this point. If we just disappear under the ground. We've got this laid in here. So there is still some bad water about, but that will eventually disappear. So this one's done, and I think there is one more around here, which is capped yonder. So, we are going to need bad water, which, obviously, with it being capped, we're kind of like, well, how are we going to get the bad water? And it's a great question to ask, and that is going to be delivered from down here. Somehow. Not quite sure how, but it is. So the way this is going to maybe, hopefully work for us, because we still do need to get water to come up. So we blasted all this out last time, or some of it at least. But we do need to get down, number one, and then get back up so we can cap the thing, and then still have water coming up, fill this up to the top. Yeah, it's going to be a long drawn out process. Also, science is a problem, so we do need to get science rocking and rolling, which is going to be a struggle based on a variety of strong factors, such as there's no wind, there's no industry, which is a problem. We don't have a lot of scrap left either, which is another big problem that we do need to resolve. So, there was a mine, or is a mine, hasn't really gone anywhere, it's still here. But I don't really want to get into dealing with mines at this point just yet. There's some still metal down here, so that's kind of okay. This one singular guy can reach, but I think it's probably worth ripping all of this out sooner rather than later. This is our new industry area that we put in last time. So moving, well, it's useless to us because there is absolutely no power whatsoever. So we may as well pause it and get 8 beavers doing absolutely nothing. So these shouldn't take too long to get fixed. But yes. We also need to fix well-being, which is a struggle at 9. And I think the easiest way to deal with this is going to be moving into the bread. So we did start getting wheat flour produced from the wheat that we have planted up yonder here. We just need to do something with it to form bread. Now, for the bakery, which we can unlock, which, why not? Let's do that now. We could stick this pretty much anywhere, to be fair. So, given that there's no decent place to put this, to be honest. We could put it up here. It's probably better up here, to be fair. Let's get these guys making bread. What do they need for that? They need just wheat and no water, which is an impressive bread mix, I think everyone will agree. But we can put in a warehouse for it, so step 1. Bring me the bread. Cool. That shouldn't take them too long to fix. Well, to be fair, they're going to go through a lot of that, because I think they like the bread over everything else. We could move into the... Where is it? Aquatic Farmhouse 2. Could get down here if necessary to... I'll take some advantage of a lot of the space that we've got in here, to be honest. Which might not be a bad idea. So let's lay that in and get some stairs in here. Just to give them some access to it. They're obviously going to complain and moan. They can't get to the thing, but that's that little problem solved. I don't believe we need to be down here anymore. So let's just tidy up the path in, I think, a little bit. Right, let's get hunting, shall we? I think Spadaduck is going to be the one that we'll go for, at least right now. What is the range on this thing? Everything. Good. Right, so Spadaduck me this. And I suppose Cattail Cracker me this. We may as well grow it, even if we're never going to use it. Why not? So for raw goods, because most of these are finished, I believe. Well, not all of them, actually. That could be made to be grilled potatoes, which probably makes a bit more sense. So we'll have finished goods over here. We'll need another bakery. A grill. Change that into grilled Spadaduck, I think. Just haven't got particularly great access to anything else, which is a bit of a nightmare down here, but never mind. How do we make this easy for them? Probably not very. Alright, fair enough. Still all higgledy-piggledy, but let's just say Spadaduck in here. And cattail roots, which are there. I'll take them a small while to get that planted, maybe not too long. But nothing too painful. So the water should be coming back in again very soon. We do now have access down to here, which is fine. We are quite a way off this. We do need the sparkly planks, which we have 10 of, which is useless. Metal we can do. Gears, sorry, we cannot do. With all of that said, we can get these guys back into here. The water shouldn't take too long to come back up, he says. But we need to figure out how we're going to deal with this properly, so... we basically need to wall this off. Which in hindsight probably would have not been the best place to put that staircase. So I guess... it was a bit of a waste, and I've just yeeted something into non-existence, which was a bit of a mistake, but never mind. Blast that. I think that's a 1. I think the others are 2. In fact, we could probably just save some time by just saying goodbye to those. We do have the dynamite for that, so let's get them to privatize. Kaboom this. And kaboom this. Did the trick for us very nicely. And to make this somewhat easier, and by easier I mean not very, we're just going to fill it in like so. There's quite a bit to drain there, and obviously underneath here we're going to need to also fill in that and that. So we still do get the ability to have all of this coming up, but we have no other way of getting down there, so that is something we didn't mean to do that. We need it into existence again, but never mind. So we do need to make this a little bit worse before I make it significantly better. They've got logs there, so that shouldn't take them too long to build. I also suspect they'd get around this a little bit easier if that was in place. There we go, no excuse for them now. Middle will take a little bit to do, but that shouldn't be too bad. So, priority-wise, I'd like you to do these first. And then we'll go from there. So this should now be topping up, which it looks like it should be. This is all now planted. There's not a lot for these guys to do, so pause that. And the old sparkly planks. Now, they should be using... Is it because storage? It is because storage. Right, fine. Bring me the old sparkly planks. Do this fast, please. And how many do we need? 200. This can hold 10. Looks like we need another. Copy and paste this, I think. Thanks. So once the dynamite's in, which I'm guessing they've done. They have. Right, kaboom this. Let's put in this, just to make it a little bit easier for us. Those gears should be able to get everything situated nicely to bump up the numbers. These probably do need to be prioritised by haulers, to be honest, so just to speed things along just a little bit. Does this work? It does. That worked out quite nicely. I believe that's one deep. Let's just check. I think those are ones. Twos. It will not be able to reach all that. Do we have... We could do that. Probably shouldn't have deleted the other one that was there, but never mind. In fact, we don't need that one there. Because when we blast that out, there'll be nothing to support it. When they can build all of that, so... Beautiful. I see a hole. See a hole. There we go. No holes now. So just need to build down into this area, which is probably going to be painful. As I'm not entirely sure how best to build these yet, so... Ideally, we just spin round and around, but I'm not sure. Hoping it's something along those lines. Need to go down just a tiny bit. Oops. Then in theory, it should just be a case of playing... Okay, maybe not. If we do this right, then... That should then be able to become the entrance, maybe. But obviously we had that to have a drought, because we don't want the bad water in here. Plus it's full of water as well, which doesn't really help. But that won't work there, because they need to get round to delete water coming in. But that will work. That will work, and then we can... Gets us down here. And actually then we can just put that on straight on top, so it doesn't make a difference. Really need that, to be honest. But yes, then we can put on the bad water rig here, once this is removed and dried out. Which will take a while. Certainly while it's full anyway, and not sealed. But once all of those stairs are in, we should be in good stead. Spiker planks are coming up, so that's fine. Let's just check over here. Yeah, that's a problem because we need... We do need the water to run this way, and I think the easiest way to achieve that is going to be just blasting a channel out through here. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not. Because that's feeding this area. So let's leave it be. We are almost at 4,000. So what we're missing over there? We're missing these and this and this. Okay. I guess we may as well take advantage of being able to connect stuff in over here, so blast me this out. Of course you can't. Tell me you can't now, please. Thanks. If we move the steel and whatnot industry over here, and the plankers, we should be okay. We can decommission most of this area. Then all that's left over here is, well, basically this. Now we have paper as well, don't we? Cool, we have a drought. Not going to have enough bits to do it, though. It's probably a much more efficient way of doing this staircase, to be honest. I guess it would have been not use 3s. But we'll learn for next time. I mean, I'm definitely not getting dizzy looking at them. Is this now sealed? Yes, it is. So in theory, we can get just a little bit of water in here. Can't pull that out, can we? Okay. This bad boy, though. Would in theory reach a lot deeper. It would probably help. Worry about that in a bit. So, science, power, this thing. Let's go. It'd be nice if it had fit in there, but never mind. So we get two of the steels and 2 of Mr. Sparkle. Should have just enough to be able to run a path around that edge. It's probably worth thinking about just covering all that, just to give us a bit of extra space. That would allow us to spend 400 science on this. Obviously without that path bit in the way. What's up with that? Why can't you go there? Doesn't really help us too much, but it will drain that just a little bit quicker. So the drought is nearly over, which is a-okay. We need to boost these numbers. This should help once these are built. Leave them to it. Right, so metal. What do we do? Where do we get that from? We could zipline station over here. Somehow. That's the metal over there gone. We could, now that this is always clear water, we could send them through here. which I think is probably the better move for right now. They're probably going to be a bit convoluted, but let's just say that'll do. Add that to there, that to there. These guys are bored, so just get rid. And so begins the fun of trying to get someone up here. I think the easiest thing is to just blast it. That's the pylon. And then to get down, you may as well just... It's too high anyway. It should be able to build that actually, so we don't need to waste too many resources. Blammo that. Need to put another staircase here. But I think that'll work, so let's just run the path in. Bit convoluted, but it'll be fine. Good, get us to somewhere over here. We'll lay in some more staircases as they get to it. Hopefully the builders won't be too busy. You guys have got absolutely nothing to do, so go find anything else to do. Which probably should be hauling, to be honest. This should now be fully stocked, which it is. I guess the next best thing for these guys to be on with then is to go build something. Not sure how many we actually have. Let's just see what jobs we've got. Yeah, I think it's just what's in the builders hut. Not builders hut. The district centre. So that should speed up exponentially now, so that's nice. We'll just low prioritise these jobs so they go elsewhere. We can pause that because we have no need for it. Scrap is fine, there is still some. Yeah, we'll leave those alone. And get someone in there though. So let's just look at getting another grill in. Can we squeeze one in somewhere? Probably not. Over here though, should be plenty of space. You will be that sputtered up, thank you very much. Just going to delete this for now, I think. It'll evaporate of its own accord. Ideally, we would have some gravity batteries, which wouldn't be able to power this for that long. The question is, where do we stick them? Could come to here, actually. The fair drop, but it's not the best. There's no really half decent place to put gravity batteries on this map. These guys need for this. Logs, planks, and blocks. Logs and blocks and planks. Get the haulers bringing that in, then they should be able to get the stairs in just a little bit quicker. Obviously that's not going to happen today, but the beavers could be on that tomorrow. Beaver time, obviously. Spider ducks coming in. That's bread. Could maybe move that bakery, but we wouldn't. We would. Is this one over here potatoes as well? Oh, that's spider duck. We didn't need this one at all. Never mind. Never mind. We could do to consolidate this somewhere else, to be honest. Let's have a look at things we could do for the beavers that's a bit more engaging as well. So that's a lot of sparkly planks. Contemplation spots we can put in though. Yes. Okay, so what should be coming back? We could get them back into industry. Comes back up. Shouldn't take too long. I do wonder where the water actually goes to, because it's not. Can't drain anywhere, so I don't know where it disappears off to. Probably evaporation. It's a bigger area, I guess. That's my guess. Good that we fall on carrots. Okay. No. Gonna unlock this first. Don't need it just yet. But I do want to get to this. Not this, this. The large warehouse. We do need better storage for everything, to be fair, so... Horses for courses, I think. Can we make some storage around here? So... Let's say you can be for scrap, and you can be for, I suppose, planks. Turn them into sparklers, and I guess you can be sparklers. Or sparklers, anyway. The wheels of steel are turning. That's good, so we can retire. This, doing a paper mill still. That. Maybe I can probably just sit on the side here. Let's see. There's not much left down there. There's actually still a fair bit. If I get that built, get that put in, we should be okay for power. Nice, looking good. And, well, we're probably going to need... We're going to need some more water wheels put in at some point, but that's a problem for another time. Okay. Is this all now just pure water under here then? Too much. So we are wasting quite a lot of water going that way. Into here, which will fall off through here. I've not been paying attention to this. That's my bad. We are going to need to give these a bit of a priority bump, I think, so let's just fix that now. Cool beans. So, looks like they're working on that. Hoping this guy's bringing the explosives, but it's probably the bits of the stairs. Oh no, it isn't. Good. Fine. So let's just... Oh, maybe not. Need someone to bring the thunder to be able to blow this up. Please, anyone? Thank you for finishing the stairs. That did need to be done first. Appreciate that. But I suppose no one will get blown up by doing it, so, you know, it's fine. We're out of planks too, which isn't great. With all this running... Yeah, we're way over. That's fine. Although, not everything is running. Any luck, that's that finished, so they should be able to bring the planks in now. That took a lot of treated planks to make, fair enough. So that's... Cool, they're down. So once that's in and this is done, we then will have a better connection through to that. We could pull back the stairs at that point. If we're so inclined, I guess. The man in there, and there's some metal. Don't need it though. Cool. All right, we'll leave them be. That's needs beavers in it, and I think we need to replace some more beaver housing. So let's just get on with that. Population's not as good as it could be. Get that laid in, and I'll get around to that at some point. Not really appropriate to use the overhangs for that just yet. So we can pick that up. We have no haulers. Fantastic. Now we do. Cool. So that's holding pretty steady. This should be... it's just about done, in fact. Let's just lay in the land down here. Just needs hitting with... oh no, it needs planks. Yes, of course it needs planks. Everything needs planks. All planks, all the time. I think putting in another row is probably a good idea for us. Are they 3? I think they're 3. Let me just double check. Yeah, 3. Right, cool. Probably also fix some of this by narrowing the channel slightly. Maybe worth doing. Something along those lines. Although I do like the water that can come in. Never mind. We don't need it. We do not need it. I'll get to that as and when they can. Do anything for well-being probably would be nice. Somewhere to do a bit of dancing, perhaps. Have the science for it. And bubble mud pit, bubble bath. Don't have dirt, so it doesn't really matter. What would detailers get us? Let's see. No, it doesn't say. Alright, fair enough. Guess we're not going to know the answer to that question then. Okay, let's then instead Lido it up here. Get rid of that. That gives them a bit more swimming opportunity, which will always be beneficial to them. I do like wet fur. Don't even know if we've got showers, actually. Oh, there are some. 2. 3-ish. So we could squeeze some more of those in as well, so let's... They should help. Is this draining nicely? Yes, not for a long time. Don't think, other than this over here, which should now be in, which it is. It's not a decent place to put any storage. We could, actually. Let's just say... Let's just say we'll do this instead. Make it a bit convoluted to get to that area, but we don't need these then. Just bin it all off. And that could be a nice supply depot. Get the haulers to come and deal with that when they get around to it. Do we have pine resin? Are we out of pine resin? We're not. We're low. And there should be an absolute boatload in there. In fact, let's just say stop cutting those down completely. All the pine resin. Good, right, this area is now clear. Don't think we're going to hit our number for this. And we might, there's a chance. There is a chance. Just add another drain to the everything we've got running on so far. There, but we do need someone in here, so let's just run that path. And you can do cattail flower. Somewhere in here should be cattail flower. Yep. And the actual cattails should be somewhere else. Oops. We have given them quite a bit to build, but if we kaboom this... In fact, we don't need to build that. We will lay these in so they're nice and steady. And ready to go. And power, well, should just nicely run into there like so. So they should help a lot. Just need these guys to run just a little bit faster And I assume we're out of haulers. We have some, that's fine. Just slow going with the builder beavers, which is understandable. So we definitely have the metal, that's not a biggie, so we'll pause one of those. Gears we're short of 2. Not going to be ideal, but I think we'll be okay. Need 75 more of those and stop using them for other stuff. Which is that. They're just logs, which is fine. Logs and planks, logs and planks. Doing nothing of too much over there, but they should now be over here. No, okay. So 7-day drought. I don't think we'll hit it this time either. It is my concern. And these shouldn't be going anywhere else, so I'm not entirely sure why it's taking them so long. Probably that everything is prioritised by haulers, to be fair. And it's not going to go up because this will stop working. So how do we fix that? And they already paused. I don't want to build. I don't want to build these, but they will provide us with power. We're fine for science for now, we'll pause that there. And hopefully these guys can actually give us somewhat decent power. We should connect these 2 power grids. And I think we're going to have to build windmills up here. Don't particularly want to do, but... build a giant farm up here. I'll probably do as I think. Building it might be a pain. Building it will be a pain. Getting up here will be a pain. It will be a massive pain. We'll leave that for now. I don't think we need to rush the gears and paper and whatnot to make this happen. Just yet, anyway. Oh, sparkling. No. Scrap. A supply. Thank you. And they should be able to empty this, hopefully not too quickly, but we'll see. And these guys over here should be able to get... well, not that they're working right now, but if there was power... we just need to hit the magic number of 200 of these, 400 of these, and we have enough metal blocks anyway. Then we can make some of these areas a bit more exciting once these get some water in them. Alright, so let's concentrate on just connecting all of this together. We're trying to make this make sense, so if we just connect in these. Does that connect onto there? No, it does not. You are, in fact, no good there. You're going to be the same. Connects in, and then this will have to connect in, I guess, like that. Now, to get them up here, the easiest way is probably a zip line, but I don't think it's a decent way to do it. So I think we're going to go with 1,000,000 stairs, just because we can. That gets them up to there, that gets them down into there. They should be able to run across all of that to build those. Swing and a miss. Well, we'll put that there. And then I suppose it's just going to be a case of building a giant set of stairs. They can't get stuck building that, which is fine. And convoluted pathway, ahoy. And I do not want them to build it, so I'm going to do that. I can put the convoluted pathway back in. As our focus needs to be on Where have they gone? Literally, where have they gone? They should be quicker than that. Come on, let's go. Right, we have the gears, which is nice. Yep, yep. One more sparkly plank, and that. With 0.1 days left to build, that would be suicide, so we're not going to do that. So that's probably going to be the next thing that we do. But what we can do what are you? I'm going to change you to be... It's a warehouse anyway, isn't it? So... Bring me the gears. Those two. So when the time comes, we've got everything super local. In here to be able to throw it, rip that out, and put the new one in. We do have a bored beaver, but we're about to have 1 million unemployed, so... Happily pause this area now. Housing is in. We have 1 million baby beavers, which is not a good place to be, but some of them are nearly finished baking, so we'll have plenty of beavers with which to boost the workforce. And I think we will leave this episode here. So, this episode, I say we concentrated on well-being, but we've gone from 9 to 13, which I guess, you know, one's better than, you know, some, whatever I'm trying to say. I don't know. Ultimately, the well-being is terrible and we need to fix it, especially since we're on cycle 37. But, you know, again, it takes time, and we will build them a fun zone shortly. Hopefully this is deep enough for these to function, otherwise this was a waste of time. We could put a dam in to fix some of those issues though, if needs be. This means more of a delay. Is it actually going up? Let's just see. No. Okay. Okay. We will do that. Anyway, as I was saying, we have made vast improvements to this area, and we should have enough power at this point to keep everything running. We do need some backup power, so that this wind farm will do it. As I said before, the gravity batteries would be nice, but where do we put them to get any sort of decent height out of them? We could really do with connecting up the power grids. That is a long, arduous task though. So with this connected, it is doable, I suppose. Run a electricity pylon up and across. Run it all the way across here. Bring it down and out somewhere around here. Should work. Let me know your thoughts on running a giant long snaking power line, and then we'll do that, I guess, if it's worked. How are you stranded? How are you stranded, you absolute tool? Go away, you absolute idiot. Bring me these precious things. You can be paused. There's no need for you. We can afford this now, actually, but we'll worry about that next time. So we have increased the food stuffs quite significantly as well, so there is that to also say that we have these. We are making some more stuff. Bread is a big thing, so, you know, it's on its way up. Probably need to redo all of the food processing. I would like to create a fun zone over here. That should be better for the beavers, other than this one solitary campfire, which was originally the Deathsville district. But that's not who we are anymore. I've added these bits in here. So, you know, slow going for this one, I think, but it's slowly getting better. We have a bit more green in a few places, but not massive amounts. We could do with keeping this area a bit greener, so putting in some dams perhaps, keeping it nicer for longer, but it's probably very, very, very far end game stuff. But with those capped, and this to be built, getting the bad water back on, we should be in a good place, pretty much easing through the rest of this playthrough. But as always, if you have any comments or suggestions, do let me know. Put them down in the comments. I will give them a read, as always. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.